Well, good evening and welcome to a lovely evening here in Jersey. It's absolutely picture perfect. And I've just skipped out quickly, just in search of anything, really, anything. It's a really small tide, but a couple of hours after low now, the tide's starting to flow about. And let's just say, I've been to one spot already, flicking out some metals for some pollock into the run, and I literally had nothing. As soon as I got down to the mark, from above it looked alright, but when I got down there and had a few casts and nothing was really happening, I kind of thought, oh, this kind of sucks, man. So what I've done, luckily living in Jersey like I always say, scooted around the coast, 5-minute drive, come to another little spot just before last light, and I've got about half an hour on this island before it gets cut off. And what I'm going to do, in this area, sunken boulders, loads of jackweed, but you know, it's very early in the season, so the weed is very short. When it gets through the summer, like you've seen in some of our spearfishing videos, it's very long. It's not like that at the moment. There's a bit of kelp in this area which holds pollock, but what I'm going to do, it's very murky, so I'm going to fish a soft plastic, a Western, or maybe a YKR, something sandeel like, white in colour, just so it shows up in this murky water, and hopefully we can get a bite just before it goes dark. That is the plan. This is the lure that I'm going to use. I've got some YKRs with me, but I thought I'd give the Westin, I think this is a Sandy Andy, a go. It's a little bit of current, small tide, but I'm just going to push this around over the boulders. You know, just let it hang, let it roll around in places, let it flow. Because it is 20 foot deep here in places. Inside these kind of areas, it's quite shallow. Yeah, a little bit of current pushing through this area, but hey, look at it, it's a stunning night, absolutely stunning night, and hopefully we can get a fish. Now also, this is my first session as a married man. Big shout out to my amazing wife Katie, been together for 8 years, and yeah, we got married, we had a big party, got married, beautiful, with all the close friends and family this weekend. Yeah, she's celebrating, she's got some sisters and that are over from Australia, so gives me a quick hour to get out and enjoy the fruits of the sea, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have a cast, have a flick, and hopefully we can get into something. That would be lovely. Let's go. Oh. Nice hit that. Just had a solid hit. I don't know what it was. Oh, bass. Straight on. Look at that. Just hit me right down there. Oh. Oh, wow, that hit me right underneath my feet. Well, first bass. I just had a hit before, and this spot's not really notorious for bass, but I had a little hit before and cast back into the same little area. Just had this beautiful little bass, lovely little backdrop, can't beat it, beautiful. Go on, bud. Well, I've been moving spots here and there and I've had no luck at all. And I've been moving spots and I've had no luck at all. And then I cast over there a second ago, I had a hit, and then that bass just followed me all the way up to my feet. And yeah, we've caught a first fish of being married. Absolutely amazing. Let's carry on. Now, as I was saying, this is the YKR that I was using. Something that's kind of the same is the fish paddle up. Again, this one's blue. This one's a little bit less in weight, but I probably wouldn't use that today. It's a little bit murky. I don't really like that color. But I also have a V2, which is kind of the same profile, same length, a little bit lighter. This one's actually got a rattle in it. This one's silent. And also I would probably use is a YKR Happy Eel. Again, this has got a thinner profile than these two. This one's 20 gram, lightest out of all of them, but very long kind of profile. Very good in these murky conditions. Yeah, some options to have when you're fishing some cloudier water. And yeah, you're just punching lures out. So when I'm always out on the water and the water is a little bit murky, sometimes it can be brown as hell, it always gets me thinking, can a fish actually see my lure? Can a bass see my lure? Can a pollock see my metal? Can a wrasse see my soft plastic bumping along the bottom? Always gets me thinking. My go-to colour when it's murky is white, obviously because it stands out. So after that session, I thought to myself, I want to quickly film what lures actually look like under the water. So instead of wrapping that video up there and then with that one bass, even though it was a fun session, I wanted to quickly come out and check out and see if I could see a lure when it was cloudy, depending on the colour. So in the first video, you can see that I am bringing my Sandy Andy in white and silver, very block colour, through some clear water. It is very, very easy to see. Now, if there was a fish around, I am pretty confident it's going to see this lure bouncing around, especially with the weed in the background, the silhouette, just the lure is very visible and very easy to see. But if I now take that to the dirtier water, the coloured water, I can't see it as good, but it still does stand out. Now, and that's why I am super confident when using white in cloudier water. I always feel that I have a chance of a fish seeing it and I'm going to get a bite if there's a fish in the area. Now, in that video I was also using a blue paddle up by fish. Blue, it was dark in colour. Now again, in the clear water you can see that it's easy to see. I can see it bouncing through the weed. The visibility is good in this water. It's clean, it's clear. And if I'm a fish, I can see that. Well, I'm hoping I can see it, unless I've got one eye or no eyes and I'm just going on vibration, which bass tend to do, go on vibration as well, not just sight. But I can see this lure. But again, if I take it into the dirtier water, can I see it? It's much harder to see. Now, I reckon if I'm using a black lure, possibly it'll be better to see, but I don't have a black lure on me. But this dark blue, grey coloured lure is really hard to see in dirty coloured water. Again, white is so much better. And the last lure I'm going to try this with is a fish minnow. Again, doesn't matter on the lure. And this is a see-through kind of lure with sequins, a little bit of grey on it, a bit more see-through. Again, in the clear water, I can see it. It's absolutely beautiful. It looks like a really nice bait fish. It really does look appetizing to anything that's going to come along and smash it. But again, in the dirty water, it's much harder to see. And that is my thinking white lures in dirty water or muddy water stand out for me, and that is why I have the confidence when using them. I'm going to stick with that, and I'm going to always go by that. I'm going to use a white lure if the water's a little bit murky, maybe something with a rattle, maybe something with a bit of noise, but I'm going to use white as a base layer to the lure color selection that I'm going to use. Now, I don't know if you are different out there. If you have something different or a different view, leave it in the comment, because I am always willing to learn as an angler. How do you feel about using lures in dirty water, and what is your go-to color?